Good morning, everybody. Before I start this presentation, I would like to extend our thanks for the Arab Codex, which came in collaboration with the G-Force and the International Regulatory Organization to collaborate in order to increase and enhance communication between the Arab points of contact, and through the three past years since 2022, which was reflected on the coordination of the Arab states and to demonstrate their national positions. I'm going to start this present by talking about the outputs of the CCSCH7. As for the key codex committees, and the outcomes of the CCSCH7. This presentation is going to talk about the background of the meeting of the committee, in addition to the coordination between the delegations of the Arab countries for the meeting, and also the proceedings of the meeting, and then a summary and a recommendation. This was conducted during the period 29th of January until the 2nd of February 2024. And the number of sessions was 7, and the location was India. Regarding the representation of the Arab countries, 2 from Egypt and from the EOS, and also and advisory of the National Food Organization, and 2 from Morocco, and 2 from Saudi Arabia. As for the coordination between the delegations of countries before the meeting, and I would like to remind you that during last year, the initiative started to follow a very good methodology for better coordination between the other regional countries. So there was collaboration between CC Africa, CC LAC, and CCNE and US Codex Colloquium on spices and culinary herbs, in order to have unified regional positions and to be in conformity with the other regional positions. As for the metals arising from the Codex Alimentarius, we discussed the issues raised from the CCSCH, and also as for this topic, there were 4 projects or draft standards. The first one is the draft standard for spices derived from dried or dehydrated fruits and berries, small cardamom. India chaired the EWG, and also the second draft standard for spices derived from dried or dehydrated fruits and berries. The chair was the United States, and the co-chairs were Madagascar, Mexico, and India in 2021. As for the third draft standard there were in session working group. The chair was Iran, and the co-chair was India. The fourth draft standard was the vanilla. It was chaired by the United States of America, and the co-chair with Madagascar, Mexico, and India. As for the resolution of the spices during its 7th session was for small cardamom. They found there are no problems, and therefore they submitted it to see CAC 47 for final adoption at step 8 and updated methods for analysis together with the answers to CCMAS. And as for the draft standard for berries and fruits, allspice and juniper berry and the star anise, also they found there's nothing wrong with them, and they decided to refer it or forward it to the CCMAS. And as for the turmeric and the bulbs, they found that some items need revision, and they were endorsed and adopted at step 5 to 8, and forward the provisions for food additives, labeling and methods of analysis to CCFA, CCFL, and CCMAS. And for the standard for vanilla, there were some pending or outstanding issues relating to provisions for food additives and labeling requirements to country of harvest, and some options to be used for the table on chemical characteristics. So the committee decided that it requires more revision, and it will be adopted at step 5, and an electronic working group is going to be conducted electronically, chaired by the US, and the co-chair Madagascar, Mexico, and India, taking into consideration that all the comments that will be taken at step A6, in addition to the discussion at the CCSCH7. And during the discussions, if they found any complications or problems, they should conduct virtual working group meetings before the CCSCH 8. And as for the next item on the agenda, which is the proposal for the new work, and the background of this topic is that every year and a half, the committee sends a circulation for the countries to submit their proposals. And this was conducted in January 2023 with a deadline of September 2023. And as for the some countries submitted new proposals, including Egypt for margarine. It was not the first time. In 2017, we submitted new proposals for the specifications of coriander. As for the coriander, it was conducted by Bhutan, and as for the decisions of the CCSCH7, they have agreed to establish an electronic WG chaired by Egypt, and as for coriander, they agreed to establish an EWG chaired by India and co-chair Iran. As for cardamom, they agreed to establish an EWG that chaired by Bhutan and co-chaired by Nepal and India. And as for cinnamon, they agreed to establish an EWG chaired by Brazil and co-chaired by Indonesia, Iran, and Mexico. As for the relevant sections, it relates to the outstanding issues and some items in the specifications, such as saffron. Some items are going to be forwarded to the CCSCH, and including small cardamom and turmeric and saffron, and all the specifications are going to be forwarded to the CCSCH. And as for for the CCMAS. As for the template update regarding spices and culinary herbs, the background of this topic is that the chair of this work was the United States of America, and they explained that the efforts had been initiated to update the template before the session commenced. However, due to a significant number of CRDs on the subject arriving late, the task couldn't be completed prior to discussions on this agenda item. However, after analyzing the comments received, it was recognized that inclusion of individual SCH names could be introduced in various sections. And the parameters contained in Table 1, the chemical characteristics that could be adjusted, and the parameters in Table 2, the physical characteristics that could be presented either horizontally or vertically. As for the conclusion, the CCSCH7 agreed to encourage active participation of members and observers in all discussions of the templates for SCH standards and urge timely provision of comments and to publish the updated template prepared by the US as a CRD and consideration to the CCSCH8. Also, as for the recommendations, we encourage all the Arab region countries to participate in EWG that are related to their interest. For this, previously, we used to encounter a problem. If there is, when we worked on a special template for spices, we found that the data is unavailable, and we asked the Arab countries to provide the data to be added, and more of them AMD. And this is a huge problem for us when we conduct these analyses, and therefore, because we need to refer to the previous analytical results for the last 3 years, and therefore this is why we encourage all the Arab countries to participate in the EWG. And with regards to coordination between the Arab countries, we need to send a circular letter before the deadline of reply on the circular letter in order to give a national position that is in conformity with the regional position. Because the national position needs to be formed by the competent agencies, and in order to discuss in order to have enough time to discuss the national position before the deadline. And therefore, a virtual committee needs to be conducted through the Arab Codex Alimentaries to discuss all the pertaining issues. Before sending the reply or our comments, for the same reason, because I need to get back to the competent committees to study and review this issue in advance. So these two recommendations are quite important, and therefore you need to be aware of time constraints in order to realize the objectives of this initiative, in order to have unified national and regional positions. Thank you very much.